Alright guys, what's going on? I've got my Perfect Pass Limitless here, and I've been working on it. Needed to rebuild a bunch of stuff. I just wanted to go through everything I got going on in the car. So I first built this one a couple years ago. It was around the time when Raz came out with the chassis, and I went and did everything at the time that he had as far as his products, and I've been running this car, and it's kind of evolved. Started 8S, went to 12S, now we're running 16S with an XC ESC. Really having fun. Just, I don't know, I try to do different stuff, guys. And so yeah, 16S, we're up to 205. I think there's still more in it. So you know, I first started taking it apart a week or so ago to look everything over, see what needed maintenance and stuff like that. And I ended up getting Raz's carbon top plate that he just came out with. So it's a really cool setup. I like the design, and I've been running my own, basically, that I sort of makeshift made out of you know, a flat top brace, and I cut my own extension piece for the rear. But with his kit, we don't need to do any of that. So this is the rear piece. It's got the servo mount to do a top mount servo. There's a small spacer that goes under the brace on the front, and then he's got the steerage linkage arm, which is really nice to be able to mount the servo under, or you can have the linkage on the outside so that you can access it easier. But I ended up going through this car, and I'm doing it as a hidden linkage set up there. So I also have his steering set up. And actually I got all this loose right now so that I could show you guys what I was working on. So yeah, I've got his linkage in here, got everything set up the way I want, and nice and free and smooth, you know, super precise, but no binding or anything like that. When I was working on this stuff, I realized that the bulkhead bearing had blown out. The outer race of the bearing was seized up in there, so I ended up rebuilding the front end. And just wanted to point out some stuff that I kind of go through with these cars. This car has 16S. I did 4 runs. They were all over 200 miles an hour. Then before that, I was running 12S, and I think I have 4 or 5 runs in the 190s. And then before that, through all of this build, I've never had to rebuild any of this. I've run the same bulkhead. You know, I was running his Trident setup. When I was running 8S, I think I had close to 20 passes on it. So all of those runs, close to 10 runs over 190 to 205, and finally starting to rebuild some of this stuff. So yeah, I mean, I started breaking it down, and you know, the stock CVDs that I'm running up front, let me show you guys, the pins are on their way out, so it's definitely something to look for. You know, so I'm going to be swapping those out. I already did. I got new ones in there. And then the other thing I wanted to point out, you know, that's a lot of passes, but the front Trident shaft is in good shape still. But because Raz supplies the bearings, additional ones, I decided to take them apart. And what I noticed is, like, the races had come off, or the shields, I should say. And the bearings actually still spun decently, but you could tell that they were going through it. So I'm going to be swapping them out on this, so that'll be all freshened up. But it's nice that we have the extra ones to use. So keep an eye on that stuff, guys. If you're running your cars, you're getting a ton of passes on them, it is stuff that goes bad. The other thing I noticed, so the front CVD, here's a piece of it, but the pin in this CVD was actually sheared in half. It was all still together, like this one until I started to take the pin out, and then it just fell apart. So believe it or not, it was probably broke like that on the 205 pass I did, but it all held together. You know, I did a ton of runs on this thing without really doing any maintenance. You know, I checked the spool bearings a couple times, and I've got them here that they're still good, so we're leaving them. But yeah, so we're doing pretty good here. I got the steering all set up, and you can see where I had my servo originally. I had it mounted down here. I'm going to be removing this one. So I was using the stock linkage before. I had it attached pretty level. It mounted under, but we're going to pop that off. We're going to be using the top mount setup. But the reason I left my servo on here is because it's nice to have the option, if you want to use Raz's steering components, you can flip this around, which is a pretty cool feature. So I could always put that over here, still use my stock servo, well, my servo location, or you could do your stock servo location if you want to do your ESC up top. Now you have room to sit an ESC on the top brace if you want it. So there's different variations. I think we all run. I have some cars with the ESC mounted on the top. It just depends on the layout of the car, what you're doing with the car, and how you're trying to manage the space. But this car running 16S, last year when I did run it, I did have a 4S battery sitting on top and then two 6S's on each side. This year, I'm going to be running two 8S batteries, so I don't need the space for up top here. So that's why I decided to do the servo up there. Super clean look. So yeah, we're getting to the point here where this thing's starting to go back together. I think that this XC ESC, the 16S guys, still has some room left in it to gear up. It's a 5680 TP motor, just a KV that I know can handle 16S. And yeah, so pretty happy with this build, guys. It last year, so not 2025, but 2024 season was when I got this to 198. And then last season, I had struggled getting over 200. I had flipped the car like 4 or 5 times, and it just, I don't know, mid-season this season, I went through it. I redid the shocks, which made a big difference, and it was just the way I had them set up. I had a little bit too much movement in the rear, and I think I had more movement in the front trying to absorb, but what was happening is the car was rebounding on this one dip on my road. So the front was compressing and then lifting, and that it was catching air every time. But luckily I was able to still retain the original body that I had after flipping the car multiple times. But yeah, so we're pretty much done freshening the car up. I got to put the center drive line back in once I rebuild that front shaft, and then bolt this top brace up for good. But yeah, this brace setup I really like. It keeps me from having to, you know, make some multi-piece setup that I was doing before, and you know, I was having to kind of drill my own holes, making my own top brace. So this is very nice, very easy and simple. There's no spacers or anything like that that you have to like stack up or anything. The only spacer he has is this small, almost like a shim, basically. It's cut, got a little raised cut there to make sure everything is level up front, which is really nice. So you just slip that down in there before you sit the brace on. Very easy to line up. Yeah, so that's it, guys. 205 on 16S. It is my fastest single motor. Hoping to pass that number either with this car or with other cars, maybe multiple cars. We'll see how the season goes. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. Just wanted to show you some of the stuff I went through on the car. you know, I run them and I run them, and I do check stuff as I'm making passes. But some of these things, like, unless you took this completely out of the car, you would never know that that was broke unless it completely gave out. So, you know, sometimes it's nice to break the car down piece by piece and go through it. Even the bearing that was in here, it still felt decent, and the input cup wasn't wobbling too much, but once I took it apart, everything kind of fell out. Bearings came out of the inside and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. We're gonna finish this one up. I'll button everything up, and it'll go back on the shelf until we can start running. I do have some 10 scale builds that I'm redoing. I know this one did not come out last year, guys. It's my stretched Rolero, but I've got a really cool setup in there. This is a 300 millimeter Rolero, so still a true 10 scale. I do have to make some wings, but that one's ready to go. So yeah, I'm getting excited for this season. We still got another month and a half maybe of crap weather, and then we'll get back at it. So yeah, but thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, I'll see you out there.